What's up, guys? All right, round two. Let's see if we can get this to work for us. All right.
Yo,
Hey, dude. What's going on, man?
I've never done one of these before. Is it best to do like this or like this?
Yeah, it's weird. The camera won't like change orientation.
Oh, so it doesn't even fucking matter.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh, yeah,
What's
that's
up?
perfect.
How's it going?
Hell yeah, man. Like the dig in the background, by the way.
Oh yeah, I'm in my office.
Hell yeah.
I have a bunch of fucking guitars.
Dude, I keep admiring the Alex Lifeson, the Axis one.
Dude, this one's sick.
It is so cool. It's got piezo, right?
Yeah,
Piezo.
I'll show you, bro. It's fucking amazing. It's not in great shape right now because I had to swap a pickup out, so I still
Oh,
need
okay.
to do a little bit of work on it. But honestly, I gotta say, Epiphone's killing it these days. It's the piezos are insane. So like when I opened the back up, it was a nightmare, but it sounds really, really good. It plays almost as good as my Gibson Les Paul, but I mean, it's got a what's it called? It's got a Floyd Rose. So
Yeah. Hell yeah.
how bad could it be?
Right. You just got a Gibson Access, right? Like a black one.
That one was on loan, so
Oh.
I had to return that.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I can take it out again. If that thing is, dude, that was nuts. I had that on the road for this last tour, and it was insane. Gibson Access rips.
Damn. What
Yeah.
what pickups came in that one? Do you know? Was it like burst buckers or?
No, it wasn't burst buckers. It was like some sort of like weird. It was a demo model, so it wasn't.
Hmm.
I can show you the Gibson I have now. It's like that I use for like blues gigs and such.
Yeah.
This one has burst buckers,
Okay.
and this one rips.
Dude,
Like
the flame on that's
the
crazy.
flame is insane. Look at that dance.
Wow.
That's a nice flame.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And this is just look, it's the standard. It's nothing special. It's 2020.
Yeah.
But it's one of the fastest playing guitars I own. And it is so nice. And it has burst buckers as well, yeah. And they're pretty hot, I gotta say.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very, very keen on that one. And I've had that one since like that one's also on loan, but I've had it since like March, and they never asked for it back, so I'm just never gonna give it back.
Hopefully they just forget about it.
I'm thinking that's the case. They're just gonna forget,
God, how lucky would that be?
right? I mean, Gibson is a pretty chill company. You know, their only goal is just to get like Gibsons into people's hands. They don't really, like I'm on their artist roster, but
Yeah.
they're like, if you want to keep playing your Jackson, like that's cool too. I don't have any paperwork involved with them, but like
Yeah.
they just, if they're like, if you need a Gibson when you're out on the road, like we got you,
That's pretty refreshing to hear because last couple of years they haven't exactly had the best PR.
Well,
So
they just switched ownership now. In the last 2 years, they now
yeah,
have Cesar, he's legit, man. I met the guy, and he is
yeah,
just like, he knows everything about Gibson. He's not just someone who owns it because he's rich. He
right,
owns it because he's super passionate about
right.
Gibson and wants to make it a brand about guitars, as opposed to the guy before who was like buying up all those like radio companies and like radio parts and electronics companies. Like
Yeah,
such not the move.
yeah. That man, the guy before acquired all kinds of stuff. Like, of course, they ventured into like trying to do like monitors, and I think they bought out Cakewalk, like
Yeah.
the software and everything. Like
No,
he was
it was
just
they were doing so badly before,
yeah.
but
I've heard nothing but good things about like the newer models since last
Dude,
year.
I can't. Anyone who's watching this right now, I gotta say, like, uh, the Gibsons that you would buy from like a Gibson, the Gibson store, like the website, when it shows up, set up by Gibson, is such a different beast than like the one you might pick up in a Guitar Center that's been played or it's left out. Like when they're set up properly, it's unbelievable.
Hell yeah.
It's
I
insane.
my my recent guitar was inspired by the fact that I've always kind of wanted a Gibson, just I don't know, just never got around to getting one. And then I got like this the page or the channel Does It Doom?
No.
No. He does like a lot of Doom guitar lessons and stuff, and he collaborated with this custom shop to do like these cool limited run. It looks like those old first act double cuts.
Oh, it's a double cutaway. Those
Yeah.
are sick.
Oh yeah, dude. It's here, I'll get it.
Yeah, bro. That shit's legit. Wow. What? In the silver burst.
It's even got like the split anvil inlays, like the old first acts.
Dude, this is so nice.
It's a Woodwright.
Wow.
They even kept the toggle up here like a Les Paul, and like those pickups are more modeled after like the 490, 498 pickup set. You know what I'm talking about? The like those hotter
Yep.
Gibsons.
For sure.
Uh, I've always wanted to try one of the 500T pickups. I hear those are like fire breathers.
Those are the ones that they put in like the flying V's and such.
I think so. I know.
Those are super hot.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
those you don't see them very often. When you do, it's like $150 to $200, and like however much shipping from Italy or something like that.
Yeah, that's a hot one. That's a super hot one.
Uh,
I think I've used like maybe some 498Ts, but never the 500s.
I know. I know Greg from Car Bomb and Eric Rattan. I know they're both big fans of those and like the Dirty Fingers and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are the super high output ones. Those are
Mhm.
gnarly.
Yeah, I need to try to start digging at like trying to find some of those. Somebody almost sold me a set. Like they're like, "Oh, I might have some. Let me dig around for you." And I got my hopes up, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess I already sold it, man. Sorry."
Oh man, maybe next
Emotional.
time. It wasn't meant to be yet, you know?
Yeah, one of these days. But that'd actually, I think that'd be a really sick guitar to try to experiment with like the hotter sort of Gibson style pickups. But
Dude, Gibson pickups rip.
I like just within the last year, I've actually been kind of like deep diving into them and stuff, you know, like
They fucking rip, man. It's
yeah,
it's legit.
and I kind of went through. I guess like anybody, you experiment with like the mainstays like Duncan and DiMarzio, and then you start kind of branching out and reading online forums, and everyone's like bare knuckle, bare knuckle, bare knuckle. Uh, then you really get in the know and you start finding out that there are actually brands like Gibson and like those Tim Shaw pickups that Fender
The Tim
does.
Shaw's rip.
Yeah. And
PAFs are sick.
people sleep on that kind of stuff. And I mean, they're great for,
Well, it also just depends on what you're trying to do, you know?
yeah. I mean,
It's like what kind of music you want to play or what kind of style you play
right.
or just what kind of amp are you running even, I think is important.
True. But
Because like,
I just
I don't
think
know,
that,
I've been getting really keen on like medium output pickups these days.
yeah.
Just because I'm like, I got 100 watt 5150, you know, like
Right.
I don't really, and I'm playing like really intense chords, so like
Mhm.
there's not so much of a reason for me to be doing like this super high output because it's maybe like a lot of tone and a lot of like small things are gonna get lost.
Sure.
So like I try to maybe balance it with like a passive medium output or something.
Right. Do you
I probably don't fuck around with pickups as much as I should though.
do
You
you
know, like
huh?
I like my main guitar, the one I play with Imperial, is just the same pickup for the last 6 years.
It's Avidician, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
rail splitter. It's really not really letting me down at all.
What's the output rating on that? Do you know?
I have no idea. I'd
Yeah.
have to ask him.
Is it like as hot as like say like a JB or something, or hotter? Or
I'd say it's akin to that. I think my guitar came with JBs
okay.
when I got it, and now it's like, and now yeah, now I have that rail splitter and like even if I'm A being like, playing the same thing with like that, and then like an EMG 51, the EMG 51s rip, like they're so sick. But for what I'm doing, it's not. I'm losing a lot of clarity
Yeah.
to make up for with like just crushing heaviness. And
Yeah.
I figure like I got a whole band. Like I don't need to be like the heaviest guy in the band. Like we're all
Right.
together gonna make the music. You know what I mean?
I mean, you do some crazy, crazy chords, and like every little bit of it is articulate. So
Yeah. So that's the fight. The fight is to sound heavy, but hopefully those chords can be ringing out because there's a lot of like you know anytime you're dealing with like tone clusters or stacked minor
Mhm.
seconds or whatever, like yeah, you're gonna get troubles with trying to get the clarity unless you're playing like classical music.
Oh yeah, for sure. How do you kind of cover ground sonically? I guess whenever just being like the one guitar player of the band.
Oh, I just stay in my lane, man.
Yeah.
Like my bass player, just like he crushes it, and because we operate on like two frequencies,
Hmm.
we just fill it in. It kind of works really great. The style of music that we do is not really super necessary to have two guitars. Like I'm not harmonizing with myself or anything,
Sure.
and the amount of space that my bass player covers, as far as like he's not just playing the root of whatever I'm playing.
Oh yeah, dude, he's
So
shredding them like most of the time.
yeah, so the amount of like space that gets filled up, it's really like it just works. And I mean, a lot of people will tell us that we sound bigger live or we sound heavier live than even on the record. So it's
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
yeah. The I guess that a lot of the compositions kind of lend to that sort of thing too. Like I know some guys like Matt Pike from High on Fire. Like he used to play. He would always like kick on effects and stuff for solos just to kind of create more white noise to fill space. Just because he's the one guitar player. But you know, most of the time you're yeah, trem picking like these big chords and everything. So kind of makes up for that, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
But
Really simple. It's all about, for me, it's mostly like all about how I'm playing and like the performance
yeah,
more than the gear.
sure,
That's
absolutely.
just my style.
What exactly do you take out on the road? We know like the 5150 and often the Jackson or the Gibsons now.
Hmm.
Do you run anything like pedal wise or?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I use a Ernie Ball volume pedal, like pretty a lot. I'm very, very keen on it, and then I run that into your classic like I think it's a Boss tuner, and then through that is I have the Eddie tremolo pick pedal, which allows me, like, I use it very sparingly, but it just like creates some odd dissonances.
Yeah.
And then from that, I have electro harmonics, reverb, and delay, and that's it.
Okay.
I don't know. I need to get more into pedals, but I'm also just like, whatever, right? Like I'll maybe I'm thinking about maybe next year I'll get like a fucking flange. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm so happy with my sound and how it's going. I know I've just never been like one of those guys that gets really into pedals. I've just been more about like trying to get weird sounds from the guitar itself.
Right.
Does that make any sense? I do a lot of experimentation with my tremolo bar and what's truly possible on the floating tremolo bridge.
Right. You definitely push the limits with it, I'm sure.
Oh, I've definitely discovered a bunch of new techniques that are really out there.
Yeah, I've ran the gambit with like pedals and stuff, and I always try like different weird stuff, and it's always fun to mess around with. But it's very, very seldom do I ever actually get inspired by like some weird synthy, real out there kind of pedal. I guess I'm more like you, where it's more like performance as opposed to like drawing inspiration from like textures and stuff like that, I guess.
For sure, man. And like it's just about how you play. Like my bass
Yeah.
player Steve, he has a whole spaceship of pedals and gets the craziest tones, and it sounds amazing. But that's just like how he wants to express his sound. So I think it's truly just you know it's it's just a player basis. There's no right or wrong, I'd say.
Oh yeah. No, there are some guys that I actually kind of envy for some of like the cool, like creative ways that they utilize even like simple pedals. Like I know he's not extreme metal, but I always thought Tom Morello did some really creative stuff.
Yeah, he gets out there, man.
And like
He's doing
really,
shit with input jack and stuff.
yeah.
He's nuts.
And like using very run of the mill, like just standard like Boss delays and they just
Yeah.
just like the most common stuff you can imagine. And
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's all about how you play.
yeah, exactly. Well, do you tend to, when it comes to your tone, um, is it more just trying to fit into, again, your sonic space or what fits the band, or has it always been sort of like to get to where you're at now? It was like kind of tone chasing after somebody specific, or like
I don't know if I'm so much of a what you'd call a tone chaser, man. I'm like, I kind of just like once I find something I like, I'm just chilling.
yeah,
I bought my 5150 like 10 years ago on Craigslist.
yeah,
And then like one summer I was doing a lot of gigs and I was making some good money. So I threw my money together and I bought a Mesa 412. And I'm just like, yep, this sounds great. This
yeah,
sounds much better than the shitty Marshall, cheap Marshall I had. I'm very happy with this. Let's just go with this. I'm not getting sick of it yet. And I've been slowly dialing back my gain
mm-hmm.
so that I can get a little bit more clarity.
Sure.
But really just kind of, I got it serviced recently. And it's just so funny. The guy goes, there's the presence knob on the 5150. You don't really need that. It's just kind of like an EQ knob. You can just kind of like leave it low and then use the EQ on your pedals or whatever on the amp. And I was like, kind of like how it sounds though. Just gonna use it. I'll go fuck. Sick.
Yeah, no. I've been finding more and more guys that like actually prefer cranking the presence on the 51.
Yeah, it rocks.
Yeah. And
I don't
then,
care if it's like lame or whatever. It makes it sound heavy, right? We're all playing heavy metal.
yeah, for sure. I actually kind of wish that my dual rec had a resonance knob like a 5150 did. It's got a presence control, but no depth or resonance. It's just low end soup. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, dial in, I guess. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know much about amps, man. I'm just like I said, once I got something that I liked, I was like, this works.
right.
I'll just play in this world, and maybe it'll change later on. Like Gibson owns Mesa now, so like
Oh yeah,
maybe I'll start fucking around with Mesa heads, but who knows? I'm kind of between the worlds of like practical and
sure.
extremely aesthetic.
Right, man. I'm a huge Mesa fanboy, so I would be pretty stoked to see you all start playing that stuff. They definitely have
They have good stuff.
yeah, that I think the Badlander looks pretty cool, their newest one.
Yeah, I played it.
How'd you like
Dude, it rips.
it?
It's super nice.
Yeah,
The Badlander is like, yeah. I think I played a 50-watt one and it was still good.
hell yeah.
It's super nice.
It's got a lot of features that I feel like just kind of solve some issues, or it's a very, very convenient, like thoughtful innovations built into that thing.
Really? I gotta dig into it. I only played it just once, so I was
So they
briefly introduced.
they got I assume it's like their cab clone technology kind of built into it. So it's kind of like got its own built-in load box, and also like you can do like cab emulation out of it. So like if you wanted to do direct recording or even direct to front of house with it, if you wanted to go that route,
Very chill.
like it's all built right into it. That, and it's supposed to be everyone knows, like since the 90s, like dual recs have always needed like some kind of boost up front, just to tame the low end. And the Badlander is kind of like Mesa going, all right, we should probably change the voicing a little bit to make it like just a plug straight in and go kind of thing.
Precisely. I had a feeling about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know there's a bunch of other stuff that I've probably left off about it. It's like a Swiss Army amp for sure.
Right. Very chill.
But somebody asked a question real quick. What is your favorite guitar shape?
Flying V, of course.
It
No
gets out of the
brainer.
way.
Don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Flying V, of course. That's what I play.
You got the cool factor. It gets out of your way for the upper frets.
Yeah, and like for like the shit that I do, it's almost like it's a necessity at this point. You know what I mean? Like I can show you.
Sure.
See if I can do this without dropping all my guitars. Never mind. It, like, so for this one, check this out. This is like the one I use.
There it is.
So I'll show you. I have a special tremolo bar made in Japan called the Red Bishop,
Okay.
and it's like you push it in, and then look. See how it's not moving?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Hell yeah.
So the trick is also like I'm coming in, and I need to use the tremolo bar with my left hand, so I'm going to go like. But if I have like a big horn or some sort of shape here,
yeah,
it's a huge pain in the ass. So that's another reason why I'm pretty partial to the flying V shape or anything where there's no like nothing underneath.
Oh sure, definitely.
It really hooks me up.
Yeah, it's I've never got to own a V, but I always gravitate towards them. Like anytime I'm at a store or anything like that.
Yeah, they're super eye-catching. They're super cool.
I need to get one eventually.
I got two now. The guy Sasha Dunable sent me one.
Oh yeah,
It's really nice.
hell yeah. What's it called? Like the asteroid or something?
I reckon something like that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
He has like the coolest, like kind of retro, kind of modern kind of designs. I love it. Like,
No, he's a great builder. Super nice guy. I'm very keen on his products.
and man, a bunch of people popping off with the questions. It is a Jackson V, and
Yeah. USA 2016.
and
No, sorry, 2006. It's been 16 years since I got it.
oh wow.
Yeah. She's been around for a minute.
Somebody asked which I don't know if you've got a setup to do this or not. Somebody asked if you could play a riff off the new album. Which if you don't have anything handy to plug into,
I can't. I don't have I don't have anything plugged in right now. I just had like a brunch gig yesterday, so I have all my shit unplugged. Like, you know,
right.
my like little home studio. Plus, I can't do that anyway. That's crazy. Riff off the new album? Are you insane? Century Media would have my head. No, they haven't.
They'd kick the door in.
Yeah.
Get off while on live.
No, they haven't even heard it yet.
Haven't heard.
Only like 6 people have heard it.
Oh yeah.
No, 5 people have heard it. Myself, Steve Blanco, Kenny Grahowski, Colin Marston, Trace Bruns.
Damn.
And then all of our guests have heard like the stuff that they're doing. But we try to keep things under wraps because it's like it's more exciting when we have like a big announcement, which will be coming soon. So don't worry.
You probably can't really share much of anything about it so far, can you?
All I can say is that it'll be out next year, and then it'll be like the dopest album ever. It'll be like Master of Puppets 2. I'm just joking. I'm really proud of it. That's what I mean. It's like I'm really excited about it, and I think I hope that other people like it as well.
No, that quote's going to be on the head of Blabbermouth tomorrow.
Master of Puppets 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be printed on the back of the CD now.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, dude, the thing is, as cocky as that sounds, if you say something like that, you go like, yeah, no, this is the next Master of Puppets record. People are going to go, well, that's super cocky, but now I have to go check out and see what it sounds like. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants okay. If you say this is the greatest album or this is the worst album in the world, either way, people are going to go, I have to go listen to it. You know what I mean?
I want to see somebody that tries to promote their album as the worst album ever.
Dude, you don't have to even, nobody promotes it, but like, I mean, I hung out with Colin Marston for a week last week, and literally all his bands get terrible reviews, like, or they sometimes do. My band gets terrible reviews because we're pushing the envelope. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, he was showing me some review that the Behold the Octopus got that was just like so mean. And I was like, dude, this is good press because people are going to want to listen to your shit when they read that this is the worst band in the world.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that's exciting for people. And then some people will go, yeah, it sucks. Or some people will go, yeah, I love it.
Sorry to address the chat box here.
Sure.
Let me see. Sorry, dude. Somebody else asked about a riff off the new album. And then somebody else was just wanting you to play a riff in general, but
I don't have anything plugged in, man.
Yeah,
it's just like my office, so I can just like.
Yeah. I say we can have we can do MTV Unplugged, Imperial Triumphant.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was gonna maybe be asked to play anything. I would have prepared.
I would say we never really have anybody play anything on here. We're just kind of hanging out. It's no big deal. Let's see here. Any somebody else asked if there will be any more live albums in the future.
What do you mean? We just put one out.
I guess they're excited about it. I just want to know if you'll do any more moving forward.
Check it out. These are all going out. All the copies that I own, they're all been sold out thanks to our amazing fans. Look how slick that like 60s style layout. I love it. But I'll tell you what, anyone who's asking about the live anyone who's asking about the next live album is like, make sure you buy this one, because that will be the determiner to when, if there's a next one, you know?
Absolutely.
But no, I'm very happy with that, the current one. And yeah, the next one we should probably do in front of real people, I think.
That'd be cool.
Probably be a good idea, huh?
It helps. I don't know. I don't know what people prefer. If they like the live in the studio thing, or if they like hearing, drunken people yell in the background of tracks. I don't know.
I love listening to drunken people yell in the back. But it's also exciting, like when you listen to I listen to a lot of, I don't even listen to Metallica anymore unless it's like live Metallica.
I get
like
that.
I just love it because it just sounds like so much more raw, less studio polish. So it's like the songs that you like, but they just sound like more heavy. And then when you hear like the crowd get like into it, you're like, that's what's up.
So are you a fan of like the S&M album?
No, I'm not.
No?
I don't like that because I have a degree in music composition.
Yeah.
And I really don't like how they do the composition, like the orchestral arrangements. I think are terrible.
Really?
I think they're really boring. I think whoever fucking did the orchestral arrangements for S&M, and even S&M 2, whoever that did a little better, but I just think they're like, this guy's not a metalhead. He's a classical nerd, and he doesn't know how to. He's just like kind of glazes these string and horn passages over Metallica, when it should be like a true like infusion, and not try to like, I don't know. You listen to like Master of Puppets, S&M, it's just sounds like a wimpy version of Master of Puppets. I don't know. It's not for me, I guess.
No, I mean, I get it. I think
I don't know. There's so many symphonic metal bands now.
Yeah.
Like,
there's
definitely possibilities for good orchestration.
I don't know how you'd feel about them, but when Dimmu, I don't know what it's called, like what that performance was called or anything, but when Dimmu did that show with like the full pit orchestra and everything, I thought that was pretty sick.
That was sick.
Of course, it's
that band has. I mean, I think that they have cool arrangements.
Oh yeah.
Or at least like some of their records have really cool arrangements, and it's like, okay, whoever wrote these out knows about heavy metal. It's not just someone, strictly from the classical world. I don't
think. Supposedly everybody in that band, or at least at the time, like Death Cult Armageddon and all that. And
yeah, the record's insane.
Yeah. So I guess at least that lineup, sans Nick Barker, the drummer,
who's also insane.
Oh God, dude, he's so good. But according to him, everyone in that band is classically trained.
There you go.
So I feel like Silenos, I think he does an awful lot of the composition and the arrangement, if not like the brunt of it.
Yeah, I don't really know those guys personally, but I definitely dig their music. I definitely loved it when I was a teenager. And like, that's a pretty good, like, yeah, imagine that Dimmu Borgir arranger, whoever did the orchestral arrangements for that Death Cult Armageddon, did S&M. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That'd be way sick.
Um, hang on a second. Somebody asked, what are some of your favorite artists and bands?
My favorite artists and bands? My favorite band is Portal. They're
Oh, yeah.
sick. I'm a huge fan. And I like Portal. I like ELO a lot. Electric Light Orchestra. I'm
Oh,
a
yeah.
really big fan of that stuff. I just this summer I started listening to like just 70s Scorpions. I'm just like, this is great, great stuff.
That's so funny because I like literally just over the last few months also just got into 70 Scorpions.
It's well because everyone knows about 80s Scorpions, but you're just
Right.
like, all right, all right, all right, and then you listen to 70s Scorpions, you're like, this is really good.
Yeah. I think I heard like Gary Holt or somebody nerding out on them and Uli John Roth and I was like, all right, I gotta check it out.
I
Well,
mean, yeah, I've been listening to a lot of that. I've been listening to a lot of piano players lately. Or not piano players so much as like piano composers like Rachmaninoff and Ravel and Elliott Carter, stuff like that, like modern, like I guess that's like 19th century classical stuff, or sorry, 20th century classical stuff. I've been really into that stuff. I don't know, all sorts of music I enjoy. I find that I get inspiration for Imperial from non-metal sources usually.
which personally I find that cool as hell. I
It helps me at least.
right. I I went to music college for like I don't know, a little over a year. And I was a jazz guitar major.
Oh,
Uh,
sick.
so and of course I did, shit in high school too, but getting kind of flung into that world and then also always being like a metalhead and stuff. Whenever I come across anything like Ural stuff or like Emil Wurzler or God knows there's a whole slew of bands that incorporate jazz or just very avant-garde kind of styles and different music influences. I always get really psyched on it as opposed to I don't know somebody riffing off 90s death metal or something.
Yeah, I I agree. It's kind of you can create or you can recreate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are your two choices.
uh, I was watching some random video like within the last couple of days. Um, it was it's one of the guys from The Darkness. I already forgot his name.
Well, I'm not familiar with their stuff so much.
But I remember one song that was like a big single years ago, and I've never heard anything else since. But
Yep.
it randomly came across my YouTube thing, and it was like uh, how to something along the lines of like how to correctly or how to properly critique Greta Van Fleet or something. I'm like, I wonder if this will just be like boomer talk. And I took the bait and I clicked on it and he was kind of breaking down. It was a little bit of boomer talk, kind of talking about how I don't know if you've ever watched videos of them live. Everyone knows that they sound like Led Zeppelin, and I personally don't have a problem with that. But it's like then they also dress and even like do stage moves exactly like
Right.
Led Zeppelin. And at that point, it's really becoming like cosplay. And I don't know how I feel about that. It's kind of weird. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, and he made the point. It's like he's like, we at least had two influences. We had AC/DC and we had Queen. He's like, yeah,
Right.
it's like you can at least combine, like take two things and combine them and do something a little different. Uh,
Uh, I don't know their music so much, but I've definitely seen them live, or not live, but I've seen like videos of them. I've heard the music, and yeah, it is exactly like just a rip off of Led Zeppelin, but also like, who fucking cares? Like,
yeah,
like first of all, you can't go see Led Zeppelin, so it's not like
exactly.
you have a choice between the two. You
Right.
can't go see Led Zeppelin,
There's not going to
and
be another Zeppelin record.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, I don't listen to them. I don't give a shit about Greta Van Fleet, but I will say this: at least they're a band. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at this point, I'm just excited about people playing in bands, making music like with instruments.
Sure.
Because it's like really at this point, it's mostly like that's popular, just like singers, rappers, and DJs. So like if you're making music in a band, like that's cool, dude.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, they're really, really good at what they do.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
mean,
And I mean, yeah, it's not for me, but it's not like their existence is fucking up my world.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like if I don't think if we play in the same town, I'm like they're gonna dip into my ticket sales. You know what I mean?
Uh, that'll be the next Blabbermouth headline. Like tomorrow is going to be Master Puppets 2. The day after
Mm-hmm.
will be Imperial Triumphant Greta Van Fleet beef.
Yeah, crazy beef. I can't
Yeah,
stand these kids.
everything out of context.
I know it's so funny.
well, we'll redirect this back towards you a little bit.
You don't have to. It's all right.
No, I completely derailed that. But so who would you say actually got you started playing? Like who was like kind of your first one? Like I want to do that. Like who got you there?
Oh, it was simple. I was like 7, and I heard like some cassette that had Foxy Lady, Jimi Hendrix.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, yeah, I feel like a lot of guitar players or musicians, they just hear it and they're like, not only is that awesome, but I need to learn how to make that sound with myself. You know?
Oh yeah.
Like it's just so cool. This is like I gotta figure it out. And yeah, it's like it was Hendrix for like the first 3 or 4 years of my life of my musical like getting into music. That's all I listened to.
Nice. It's Hendrix is such an interesting one for me. I
He's
feel like
so cool.
people go through kind of like like cycles with him. Like
Yeah, of
like
course.
like he's obviously an entry um or like a gateway artist for getting into rock music and the guitar and stuff like that, and
Well,
everyone
he's
knows him.
so famous.
Right.
Like so
And
famous.
yeah, like I'm sure I was like, I don't know, elementary school going into middle school or something. uh but hello, sorry. Somebody wanted to say hi in the chat. um
Oh wow. Hello.
uh but yeah, so yeah, people get into it, and the general consensus, people who don't know about rock or guitar automatically think the most famous people like are the greatest. Like they probably think Angus Young and Slash are the greatest guitar players who ever lived. And
Right.
not to knock them, but no, they are not. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
That's a there's not like an easy way to answer that. I normally say that there's probably at least 6 or 7 different factors into what could make somebody the greatest. And I normally just say Eddie Van Halen because he's like kind of the culmination of all the things combined. You know
he's
what I
pretty
mean?
good.
You know what I mean? Like there's guys more technically proficient, um, but it's like he's influential, he's innovative, he is technically proficient, maybe not as much as, like Mike Badio or somebody, but he's
Mike Badio.
like
I don't really know about this guy. Mike Badio, I don't know, man. I don't know him so much. I don't know him personally, but my opinion on Mike Badio has always been like, this guy's got no like, there's no soul in his playing. You know what I mean?
yeah. I
In my opinion,
appreciate
I just always thought he was just like, this guy's super fucking fast, but like,
right.
you kind of, I got over it like pretty quickly in in a way that I didn't feel it with like Yngwie Malmsteen.
Oh yeah.
Like Yngwie Malmsteen is so fast and so sick, and he's kind of a one-trick pony as well.
Yeah.
But who cares? The guy's rips.
That's another thing. You could either be, it seems like you could either be versatile or you could be unique, typically. Like there's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I guess. I mean, it depends on what your job is.
right.
You know,
Well,
guys I play like brunch gigs with, they can do anything, man. These guys, nobody has a fun clue who these guys are, but like they play outside of like the New York music scene, but like they play blues, they play jazz, they play swing, they play manouche, they can play funk, they can play country, they can do bluegrass. All these guys can do it all. And that's their thing. They're super versatile and they're super just like proficient. And then, you know, or you can be Mike Badio.
right. Yeah. But
Who plays two guitars at the same time.
I mean, it's ridiculous and over the top, but I don't know. Like, I have this appreciation for it still, almost like I don't know. I guess like a bodybuilder or strongman or something. It's like,
Yeah, he put in the hours for sure.
yeah.
No doubt Mike Badio put in the hours to become so fast and so good.
And I mean, lots of people know him. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like if when he's gone, like there's not another Mike Badio around the corner. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I don't know. It's one of those weird things, I guess, but
Are you like a huge Mike Badio fan?
not really.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like, sorry if I offended you.
Oh no, I really can't get into any of his music.
I couldn't name you one of his songs. I just know he's got like crazy guitars that he plays with both hands, and that he has that one video where he says he's gonna give you the keys to the Lamborghini.
Yeah, I love his guitar lesson videos.
They're so over the top. He's got the same haircut for the last 45 years or whatever.
Oh yeah, it looks younger than he
Nuts.
is.
Dude's nuts.
But like it's really good. I mean, I send people those videos too because there's a lot of cool like technique tips and stuff. But
Oh, you know, I get a lot of tips from when I'm like cruising on YouTube is that guy Guthrie Govan.
oh, he's so good.
Dude, he's just like got a soothing British accent, and then he's just got like such cool ideas, and like his style is just like I'm into it. He might be one of my favorite players that I'm like, as far as like just pure mastery of techniques.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, he's one of those guys that absolutely can do anything, whether it's like the weird like slap kind of stuff on guitar or crazy
anything, man.
Yeah. It's kind of circling back around to Hendrix. I watched a video with Govan, and he had a really awesome video talking and elaborating on Hendrix and some of the cool, innovative stuff that he was kind of bringing to rock music. Some of his like blues and jazz background in a rock context, and a lot of people, that was kind of to finish my I rabbit trailed like crazy. I'm bad about that, but yeah, like so yeah, people will see, you know, everyone knows Hendrix, but they don't really know anything about him. They don't know exactly what makes him so great and innovative. There's like this people that start to get into guitar or even maybe get kind of good, you know, pretty good at it. They go, he just does pentatonic scales. He ain't nothing crazy. There's way better guys out there than that. The guys that shred way faster than Hendrix. But then when
Well, I mean,
you,
that's true. There are guys that shred way faster than Hendrix.
yeah, but that ain't what it's all about. You know what I mean?
It's not even close to what it's all about.
But so then you come back around and you actually learn a thing or two and you realize, wow, he was doing a lot of really cool shit back then.
Yeah, and it's also just like nobody can get to sound like that. You know what I mean? Like he's just kind of got a quality in his playing that nobody can mimic. Nobody can play like him. You can't program a Guitar Pro tablature and make
Yeah.
it sound like Hendrix. You know what I mean?
Right.
That to me is
No,
like cool. I like when players are just unique to them.
absolutely. Which, I mean, really, that I feel like that's what most musicians kind of aspire to is to have like a unique voice, you know, because it's all about, in the end, it's about expression of some form. So
Yeah,
you want to be
it's cool.
unique. I don't know anybody who was like, maybe when you're a kid starting off or something, but I don't know anybody that's been playing for any amount of time that wants to be like, I want to sound just like blank, you know?
Oh, bro, you'd be surprised how many bands there are sounding just like other bands.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know the name of the Greta Van Fleet guitar player, but I guarantee you there's one guy he's trying to sound like.
Yeah, true. When he's up there doing like the little like same kind of rock move that, you know, Jimmy Page did on stage, you know who you're trying to cop.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
get your own stage moves.
Yeah, at least that. Like I don't know. Maybe don't dress like it's the 70s and also do the same moves. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he breaks out a bow and takes it to his electric guitar too.
I mean, he should.
At that point, just go all in. Like
Yeah, he should.
it, somebody, maybe if there's a closet Greta Van Fleet fan on here, feel free to chime in if he uses a bow and or a double neck guitar.
For real, yeah.
Oh shit. Let me see here. Trying to go through my little list of questions here. Well, I know you tend to pull from very non-metal influences, but I know I've seen you comment about like Immortal and stuff like that. What are some of your metal influences?
Dude,
Portal.
Immortal rips. I love 90s black metal for sure. The classics, Dark Throne, Emperor, Satyricon, Immortal, Mayhem, and then like I guess I'm really into like death metal as well, like Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse. What else am I really into metal wise? I've vaguely started listening to some doom bands, but I really don't know a lot about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I always find doom a bit weird because I'm like, yeah, it's a whole genre just about playing slow. I'm like, right. Seems weird, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever. Whatever hooks people up. I love Sepultura.
Oh yeah,
Early Sepultura is so ripping.
dude. Yeah, so good. Um, Unfortunately, I never got to see like Max era Sepultura. It was way before my time.
Right.
I did get to see Soulfly, and I was really thankful that he played as many Sepultura songs as he did, and they actually
That's chill.
they sounded killer too. But
Yeah, I mean that stuff rocks. Trying to think what else I'm really keen on.
Somebody asked if you like any classic thrash bands or 1349.
Love 1349. Love classic thrash bands.
How can you not?
Yeah, it's sick. I mean, yeah, Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Exodus, Anthrax, it's all rules.
Have you listened to the new Exodus record, by the way?
I have not. Is it good?
It's pretty cool. I'm not as big of a Zetro fan. Um, I'm more like Bailoff and Dukes. Like, you know, like Zetro's vocals are probably my least. Like he's like, it's still good. You know, the music's still awesome. It still rips, but Zetro's my least favorite vocalist, I think. So
I think, yeah, I'll have to check it out.
yeah, uh, the production's really good. I think they built like a home studio and did a lot of the stuff like, just a lot of it was just Gary Holt and Tom Hunting, just kind of like shacking up. And,
That's sick. That's the
yeah,
move. It's the dream.
I
I like all 70s heavy metal or rock, whatever you want to call it. And then, yeah, just pretty much what everyone is into, I'm usually into. Or I guess as I get older, I get a little pickier about bands and like production. I'm not so keen on stuff that's super slick where it just sounds like Guitar Pro.
sure.
That's just not for me. But I'm I'm always looking for new metal experiences because there's always new shit. I would even I'll even plug the newest one is Plebeian Grandstand. Their new record is
Oh yeah,
fucking insane.
my wife actually got me onto that one. Like I had no idea
They're
who they were.
gnarly.
I was
That's a gnarly band.
completely new to them, but yeah, they rip. Um, Sorry, I almost forgot this question. Somebody was asking if you have uh, solo tabs for Black Psychedelia.
No, I actually didn't play the solo on Black Psychedelia. Max Gorlick did, my close friend, business partner, who was he was a member of Imperial Triumphant for 1 year. For
Hmm.
1 year, I think it was 2016 to 2017. Imperial Triumphant was a quartet, and it was pretty weird.
Damn,
And yeah, he played that solo because he's an unbelievable ripping player.
nice.
Anyone watching this, go check out his band, The Mantle. He's working on a new record now. It's going to be a little more death metal-y than the last record. But
Hmm.
if you're into like shredding and super technical, super clean guitar playing, this is your band.
I'm all in.
Yeah, he's a monster. And so he played the solo for that. And when we played Black Psychedelia live, I just improvised my own solo, which is pretty fun.
Oh yeah, that's what keeps it fun, you know. Like, or I don't know. Are you a Frank Zappa fan at all?
Huge Frank Zappa fan.
I had a suspicion, but you never know. Uh,
I think they're wonderful.
oh yeah, probably honestly, like probably my favorite musician of all time. My dad got me into him when I was like, I don't know, 12. uh, but I Frank's dedication to not playing the same song twice in a row just always impressed
There
me.
you go.
Like,
Hey man, I'm so sorry, but I actually have to get going.
oh
If
sure,
we can, I'm so sorry. It's first night of Hanukkah tonight, so like I gotta go to see my folks.
sure, absolutely, man. Don't mean to
I
keep you.
apologize.
Would you care if we close out with like top 4 death metal bands or albums? Do you think you got time
Yeah,
for
sure,
that?
man.
Sweet.
Top 4 death metal bands or albums?
Whichever one comes easier to you.
I think albums is hard. I think bands, death metal. Okay, Portal #1,
Okay.
Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, Cryptopsy. Not a
Fantastic.
very like boutique answer, but like who gives a fuck, you know?
Hey, it's a great answer.
Although honestly, maybe I would switch Cryptopsy for Meshuggah
Okay. Sick.
because they're pretty sick.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna be big. I'm really keen on them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, I thank you so much
Dude,
for
thank
your
you so
time.
much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This was like really fun. I like talking gear and stuff, and not
Oh
just
yeah.
being like the generic interview questions.
That's my goal with this.
Hell yeah, man.
It's sick. We'll have to do this sometime again. Maybe when the next album comes out or something. Who knows?
Dude, it would be my pleasure.
Awesome, man. Well, I
All right.
appreciate you. You
Have
go
a
have
great
a good
one, man.
night, man.
Take care.
See you,
Ciao.
everybody. Bye.